2. She is Chelisa Osbourne. Good morning, Miss 25-year-old. How you do?
Good morning. I'm great.
I have to tell the world your age, because many people believe this farming thing is for old people. So 25 years old and deciding that this is what you wanted to do, even though you did want to be a nurse at one time. How to switch from nursing to farming, Chelisa?
Well, it's kind of a funny story, really. But from ever since I know myself, I always loved planting stuff. I always loved farming. So through primary and high school, I was involved in the 4-H club. And then after, in high school, I did a little apiculture training. So I went from high school straight on to university. And I went to do nursing after that. So while I was awaiting my license now, after completing a university course, I decided that nursing was not really something that I really wanted. So I told my mother that, listen, I am going to do something in agriculture. And because of the training, it was something familiar that I knew about from 4-H. So I made it. I was courageous though, because it was a big step. It was kind of a risky, but I made the switch to farming from that.
Very big and very risky. Oh my gosh. But you did. And it's been working out for you. What are the crops you cultivate now?
No, I cultivate predominantly West Indian red peppers, but I also plant a little okra, cucumbers, and pak choy.
And how long you been doing that now? Remind me.
For almost 2 years now. 2 years now. So I have those crops. Plus, I have bees. Those
crops?
Plus bees, right.
Bees? Oh, right. Gosh. So it not only was a risky step, but it is a difficult process. There's no denying that. What are some of the challenges you've had since you started?
Well, one, mostly doubt. Because a lot of persons, are saying to me that, listen, you have left from where there's a steady income, a stable income, to something that, you're not sure if you're going to be successful in this. Because, agriculture is a business, right? So I was approaching it like that. I was approaching it like a business. So, with business, you have a lot of failures sometimes. So I was approaching it like a business. I have a lot of doubt. And also, while starting, I didn't start off with the capital, all the capital that I needed. So I was just pressing on little by little. So those are some of the challenges that I had.
And you've had successes. Share some of those with us.
Yes. So one of the successes that I have was naming the 4-H national champion youth female farmer for the parish of Trelawny for 2022. Yeah, so this accomplishment for me, it cemented the progress that I made. So it made me realize that I have the ability to do so much more, and I intend to.
Oh gosh, I love that. I love that. And I hear the passion in your voice. I hear the determination in your voice. And let's see if we can get that to spread to some of those people who are listening, especially young people who are thinking about entering farming. What are the 3 top things you would say to them? Your 3 main bits of advice. Cannot more, but go on.
Yes. For one, agriculture is a big deal. Agriculture have a buzz to it, right? So I want persons to be serious about it. You have to be consistent, because farming is no joke. There's hard work, yes, involved, but there is also a guaranteed return of investment. So that there are areas, so the agriculture is so wide-based that there are areas that they can tap into, and there's so much that can be derived from farming. So we need to start embracing ourselves as a culture. We need to start embracing to grow what we eat and eat what we grow, right? And also, a lot of persons would say that, I want to do agriculture, but I don't have this land space to do it. Well, we want to encourage those persons that, start with what you have. You have containerized gardening where you can plant your little stuff in little pots and little drugs and so forth. And for those persons that have a wide area, we'll encourage them to start with a little backyard gardening. We're encouraging backyard gardening. You can start a little stuff and do it. You can start as a hobby, but also if you tend to start a business out there, you can do it. Plant a little shrubs or your trees or your vines, because this not only provides food security, but it also provides food for the bees and save the environment. So I want to encourage persons to just do a little backyard garden. Just start a little thing.
Start a little thing, because it can and will work if you do the right thing. Okay, one more. Mm-hmm. What else?
Also, we want to tell those persons, I want to say to persons that want to do farming but they're a little timid, they're afraid because of the stigma that is attached to farming, that farming is only for old persons, farming is only for persons who are uneducated. That is not true. I want to tell them to find their passion and live their passion.
Gosh. Second person for the morning to share that with our listeners. I'm hoping that the message is reaching the people who need to hear it. And we are so happy that we got you to share your story with us this morning, ma'am. All the best. I'll go see if we can find you for buy some honey.
Oh, of course. Thank you for having me on.
Our pleasure. That's Chelisa Osbourne. Thank you for sharing with our listeners that inspiring journey in farming. We're wishing continued growth for you folks. An increasing portion of our farming population is consisting of youth. It's a viable career option for young people. It can lead to wealth creation, and as you heard, it's an avenue for contributing to nation building. Did you know that the Rural Youth Economic Empowerment Program, led by the Jamaica 4-H clubs, is one of key programs aimed at developing the capacity of youth within the agriculture sector? Some of the key elements involve providing training in business development and management and mentorship in the form of a 6-month business coaching stint plus a startup grant. And if you are inspired, you want to do this, reach out to the Jamaica 4-H clubs on social media. Visit their website, jamaica4hclubs.com, and that's the numeral 4 when you do that. And of course, you can continue to listen out for us on AgroBuzz. Follow the Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries on Facebook at Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries. Check them out on Twitter and Instagram at MOAFJM. And make sure you join us next week, Wednesday. This has been AgroBuzz. He wants me to go.